Okay, a quick video. You'll have to excuse my appearance. I've just been in the gym and my t-shirt is not ironed at all. Well, it was ironed this morning, but it's obviously not ironed anymore because it's been in my bag. But hey, you have to shower, so what are you gonna do? So very quickly, this video is probably because I've been speaking to somebody about returning to sport after injury. I've had quite a few clients over the last few years that have maybe had a major injury or surgery or some sort of intervention which then takes the body out of its natural movement and natural routine and natural habit, and then when we return to activity or sport or whatever we would normally be quite capable of doing, there just seems to be this block. And you've had all the physio, you've done all your rehab, you've had your soft tissue work, you've had some fascia release, but there's just something that's just stopping you from actually returning to that same level, or even just having the confidence to return at all. So for example, this might mean because you've torn a hamstring, or you've even had an operation. Think about like a hernia operation, quite invasive, and it takes a while for the body to heal, and then when it does heal, it can feel a bit different. And then when you go to return to make that lift or do that jump or run or sprint or get back on the bike, there's just this kind of mental block that is just stopping you, and that you're more than capable, but there's just something that's just preventing you from doing it. And we judge ourselves and we blame ourselves and we don't know why this is, and it's a completely normal bodily response, and it's all to do with your brain. So it's not in your head. Basically what happens is when we have an injury, around that injury, so for example, everybody's probably sick of me harping on about the scar on my calf, right? But it's a prime example. So because that scar healed as an open wound and wasn't stitched up, the connective tissue was then able to take over a large part of that area. Now what also happens is around that injury site, it carries a different frequency, and by what that I mean is the nerve receptors are going to a different part of your brain. So everything, all the other nerves in my leg, my knee, my quad, my foot, my ankle, they're traveling up the spinal cord into the motor cortex of the brain, and between the cerebellum and the brain, my leg knows what to do. However, if you have a site of injury, so for example that scar, that carries the nerve path is different, and it actually goes to the limbic system in your brain. Okay, and your limbic system will always override everything else, because that's how we protect ourselves. It's a fight, our fight or flight responses. Part of it comes from in there. So this is sometimes why we don't have the confidence to actually go and return to do something. And it's the same as if maybe you've got a hamstring tear, your brain will be saying, there's something there, or even just recalling a past memory. For example, if you had a pretty bad break in your leg, and you were in a lot of pain, your brain is going to remember that because it wants to protect you. So all these things you have to not just look at, obviously do your rehab, your stretching, load bearing, your soft tissue work, your fascial work, all of these things, but also you have to be very much aware that there's an emotional component of this, and to override that we can use tapping. So I've used this for quite a few clients in the past that just have that fear, they can go so far, they can push themselves so far, but there's just that wall that they just can't get over. Okay, so let's do some tapping for that just now. Even though I feel that I can't return to my normal activity, I deeply and truly love, trust, and accept myself. And even though I feel that I can't return to what I was doing before, I deeply and truly love, trust, and accept myself. And even though I just don't feel that I'm going to be able to get back to what I was doing before, I deeply and truly love, trust, and accept myself. I don't think I can return to what I was able to do before. My body feels different. And I just don't think I'm going to be able to achieve what I did before. My body just feels different. And I can't put my finger on it. And I can't explain it. And I desperately want to be able to do the activities that I did before. Whether that's walking, swimming, cycling, lifting. But it just feels like my body just won't do it. And every time I try, it just knocks my confidence a little bit more. And it affects me in all different ways. I just want to be able to do what I did before. And I want to have confidence in my body. And know that I'm not going to get hurt again. Which will put me back even more. I have this fear. Not just that I won't be able to return to the activity, but I'm going to get hurt again. And maybe that's what's stopping me. Maybe it's that cellular memory warning me, trying to keep me safe. But I have done all of the work. I know that I'm strong enough. I know that my body can move the way that I need it to. I know that I'm all fine and healed. Physically, I am absolutely fine. But it's this fear holding me back. I need to feel safe. I want to feel safe. If I feel safe, then I'll be able to return to all the things that I want to do. Okay, so you should feel a little bit better. Okay, so now we're just going to anchor in the positive. Now remember, depending on how strong this feeling is, so before we started, if you're feeling that you couldn't return to your activity, and this could even just be after a joint replacement. This isn't just for sporty people or whatever. Anything that has meant that you have had to have some sort of gap in time, or you've had some sort of invasive treatment or some sort of injury, this should work. Okay, so actually for joint replacements for older people, this is perfect, because waiting for a joint replacement and then the pain of going through the joint replacement and then having that confidence to use that joint even though it's a little bit sore, so this would also really work for that. Okay, so I now know that I am completely safe to return to activity. And I now know that I can completely trust my body. And I now know that my brain was just trying to keep me safe. So I'm choosing to feel completely relaxed in my body. I'm choosing to release all fear of being injured again. I'm choosing to release all worry, all tension, and all stress. And I also choose to let go of past events. I'm choosing to let go of the memory of getting hurt. And I'm choosing to let go of that memory of the pain. I'm choosing for my cells to be in the present moment. And I'm choosing for my body to be completely in the present moment. I'm choosing to feel that I can return to any activity I was able to do before. Because I've been given the go-ahead by the professionals. I've done the work. I've put in the time and all of the effort. My brain has just been trying to keep me safe. And I really appreciate that. And I honor my brain and my body at all times. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the intricate workings of my body that have allowed me to heal and return to the activities that I want to do. So I now completely trust. I choose to trust. I know that my body is completely capable of returning to the activities that I want to do. That I am completely healed. And I feel relaxed in my body and mind. I choose to feel relaxed in my body and mind. I choose to feel relaxed in my body and mind. I choose to feel relaxed in my body and mind. I choose to feel relaxed in my body and mind. I choose to return to all activities. Okay, so very generic. I think we've covered like every single situation there. So obviously if there's something that is a bit more individual to you, please do get in touch. But I really hope this video's helped in some sort of way. Thanks so much. Have a beautiful day.